Okay, so settling into a period of sitting meditation. And, as we cultivate our sitting meditation, mindfulness of the breath, we always have to rely on, say, other qualities or a constellation of qualities in our cultivation, and that's where, say, some of the teachings of the Buddha, the templates of practice that the Buddha gives us, are quite helpful to recollect, remind ourselves. And one of those that are oftentimes specifically referenced in conjunction with the sitting meditation and development of the settling of the mind, the samadhi practice, is the what the Buddha refers to as the 4 bases of spiritual success. In the scriptural language, the iddhipadas, and there's 4 of them. And I referred to one before, the word chanda, desire, motivation, interest, and really taking an interest in say, both in the object of meditation as well as the way in which we apply the mind. So this sense of lifting up the breath as an object and taking an interest, or lifting up the mood of the mind as the subject and taking interest in it, and just lifting it up in the mind. And this is a skillful use of the thinking process. That directing of attention, lifting up in the mind, lifting up of the breath, taking an interest, seeing or experiencing the nuances of it, the feeling of it. And then, of course, it either drifts away or it stays in attention. That's just that lifting up of interest, lifting up of motivation. This is something skillful to do, to apply. And the second quality that the Buddha points to is in the scriptural language, virya, which means effort, energy. In some places, the Buddha refers to his teaching, his dispensation, as a teaching on effort, or based on effort. It isn't that we just kind of loaf around and hope something happens. We actually have to apply effort. We actually have to attentive to the energy that we invest in what we're doing, because it has an effect. Doing nothing has an effect. Doing something in a scattered way has an effect. So that when the Buddha talks of right effort, it isn't about the amount or how spectacular it is, how impressive it is. It's about what quality of mind, of heart is nurtured. Are we able to, with that effort, are we able to relinquish, let go of, prevent unskillful, unwholesome habits of mind, states of heart? With that effort, are we able to, when we apply it, does it increase wholesome qualities, wholesome states of being? Are we able to sustain and maintain those wholesome qualities, skillful qualities? So that when the Buddha is sort of measuring effort, it's more about what goes on in the heart rather than, say, the external manifestation of it. So just learning how to apply that effort, that energy, that sense of giving oneself to with some a certain vigor, but again, the result needs to be one that is settling, bringing about a point of, say, tranquility, and that's the third quality. In the scriptural language, he said citta, which is, it's just the heart, but he's referring to the heart that is settled, is clear, is stable, is sort of, not shaky. It's something there's a stability and clarity there. So that learning how to nurture that heart of clarity and well-being. Our desire, our motivation, our effort, that's the kind of result we're looking for. And the last quality in the scriptural language is called vimamsa, which is it's most often translated as investigation, but the root of the word has a nuance of reviewing. So like we're investigating, we're attending to, say, giving a close examination of our experience, but it's also reviewing, well, what worked, what didn't work, what was helpful, what was not helpful. And that investigation is, say, essential in order to see, well, then what does it help to, so what does it result in? And if you think, well, what would be an appropriate result? The appropriate result would be chanda, desire, motivation, interest. And it's like a cyclical, say, feeding and nurturing of this process of cultivation and development, so that the heart becomes increasingly settled and clear, and has a And because of the, say, the investigation, the reviewing, there's an increased confidence and faith. The faith doesn't come from believing in something. The faith comes from through our own experience and through having a direct experience of, okay, this worked. This has a validity to it. And that so there's a certain balancing that's always taking place, and learning how to apply that, learning how to encourage the mind towards those places of stability and understanding. So we can take this opportunity to continue our sit, but use the time, the occasion for one of lifting up attention, brightening the heart, and allowing the heart to see clearly.